What the f does that mean?
Hey, what's up guys? So for this video, I'm going to be reacting to a video from Diesel Patches, and it's called, Yep, She's a Freak. So basically what happened was, this Twitch streamer that goes by the name of Kathelina cheated on her ex-boyfriend, I'm Not Kenneth, which is a YouTuber. Kathelina cheated on Kenneth with her cousin. I wish I was making that up, but this actually happened, which is absolutely insane. We got a situation where a Twitch streamer cheated on a YouTuber with her cousin. That is just absolutely unexpected and out of pocket.
You guys remember those storytime animated videos that were most likely fabricated for shock value? You know, the ones narrated by people who are supposed to be the hero of the story, but in reality, they are extremely unlikable and obnoxious. Well, it would seem that one of these over-the-top, nonsensical stories actually happened. So, what's this supposed crazy story about?
My fucking girlfriend cheated on me with her cousin.
What?
Who the fuck preyed on my downfall this much for some shit like this to happen to me? Now, I'm not gonna drop no names or anything, but y'all know who she was. You know, I posted with her, you know, obviously she's my ex now. I don't even know why I say girlfriend, bro.
Just so we have this right, this individual here is a YouTuber named I'm Not Kenneth, and he's accusing his now ex-girlfriend named Kathelina of cheating on him with her cousin.
See, shit like this ain't even funny, cause I wouldn't have even wished this on my worst enemy.
Yes, the old cheating on your partner with a family member story. Unfortunately, one I'm all too familiar with thanks to, again, channels like My Story Animated.
I'm Camille, and this story is about my crazy mother. She had a new boyfriend every week, and one time she even dated her own cousin.
Now, you might be thinking to yourself,
but Diesel, this guy could be making this story up. This seems way too out there to be true.
while this still could be an elaborate ploy to trick the online world for attention, the woman being accused of joining the Confederacy did in fact respond to the accusations. And she could be lying too, but I have a very hard time believing that someone would willingly attach their face to the label cousin fucker.
There is no way Kenneth and Kathelina are planning this publicity stunt to get people to talk about them, because this is just a silly way to get people to talk about them. This isn't a troll whatsoever, and if it was, yes, Kenneth would still get cheated on. However, he would be a cuck because he would be okay with her cheating on him with her cousin. They would still be together posting content like nothing happened. This would be the weirdest way to get people to speak about them.
Apparently, after Kenneth uploaded his video, Kathelina came out with her response video just a few days after, and despite Kenneth accusing Kathelina of having some sort of weird incest relationship with her cousin multiple times, she never once denies that wasn't the case or claims it's just some big misunderstanding, which, if I were to be accused of something that egregious and disgusting, I'd probably put that rumor to rest right away and not beat around the bush. Anyways, Kenneth goes over how he felt suspicious about his girlfriend cheating on him and revealed that he discovered some sussy baka messages between her and Fave Cuz, but it doesn't stop at explicit messages.
I went through her notes, I went through everything, bro, and I seen tons of explicit photos from her and him.
And just wait guys, it gets even better. Within Kathelina's Notes app, it's uncovered that there's even a cousin creamy time bucket list, where Kathelina lists all the things she wants to do with her cousin.
Oh my god, she literally created a bucket list for things she wants to do with her favorite cousin. Yeah, she's a weirdo, plain and simple.
Like I said, after Kenneth shared these allegations online, Bonnie Black decided to upload her truth of the allegations, and I say we take a look at this response video and see if she has a good excuse for making something like this with her cousin. Alright, let's start.
Hello everyone, I am here to say my truth and share my story.
Oh yeah, and that was another one of those animated story channels, wasn't it? And this entire situation is putting me down memory lane. Probably one of the better channels, for being honest. I mean, who doesn't love the I am breastfed at 16 video?
because even though it starts off a bit watery, after a few seconds it gets really creamy. Yum!
I apologize. I am getting a bit distracted by all these animated story references. Let's continue.
First and foremost, I want to start off by taking full accountability for what I did. I want to start off by apologizing to the person that I hurt the most in this situation, which was my ex. I want to say sorry to my supporters that I disappointed. I did a lot of things that I'm not proud of.
Yeah, you know the apology is going to be a real, genuine banger when the person saying sorry stays as vague as humanly possible when addressing vile allegations. Being accused of cheating with your cousin? I'm sorry I did that really bad thing. However, why even bother keeping this information hidden?
For two reasons. One, she doesn't want people who don't know about what she has done to stay ignorant to what she is guilty of. Two, she doesn't want to re-explain what she has done. So this woman is just like, okay, people already know what I'm guilty of, which is cheating on my partner with my cousin, so why even bother re-explaining it? However, if you're apologizing for something, you need to re-explain what you have done. Viewers who don't know what you're guilty of definitely need to be informed. Plus, if you're making an apology video and you plan to explain everything, you definitely need to explain what you are guilty of. Not just saying I'm sorry for doing this terrible thing, but not explaining what this terrible thing is.
Obviously, she doesn't want her fans that are out of the loop to know their favorite Twitch streamer gets a fucking boner for her cousin, but I think leaving up the comment section, while admirable, pretty much exposes your specific wrongdoing to everyone. I think even your fans can put two and two together.
Well, at least her fans will actually be informed of what she is guilty of because this woman left the comment section. She probably planned to have the comment section turned off, but she forgot to do it, so it's good that her ignorant fanbase actually knows what she is guilty of. Because of that, they can actually be informed of the fact that Kathelina cheated on Kenneth with her cousin. Not to sound like the nerd emoji, but women don't have a boner. So I think what Diesel should have said is, this woman got really excited of getting doinked by her cousin.
I lost myself in our relationship and I was in a very dark place at the time when I did what I did.
Yes. Can't forget the classic.
I was just in a really dark place.
I mean, I guess I could relate to her situation. Whenever I'm depressed, the first thing I do is send nudes to a relative, show my dad a little bit of cleavage, or maybe my booty crack. Anyways, Cersei Lannister shares that while she isn't innocent, there are a few misconceptions being spread around online that she believes is wrongfully tarnishing her name.
I did not have any sexual intercourse with anybody outside of my relationship. There was a rumor going around that I was cheating my entire relationship and I've been doing this for months, which is completely false because this is only a recent incident that had occurred.
Oh, so you only doinked your cousin just one time. Yeah, for some reason that doesn't really make the situation any less repulsive. It's weird because Kathelina claims that she never slept with anyone outside of her ongoing relationship, meaning she's implying she didn't hook up with her cousin. However, because Kathelina chooses to be as vague as possible, probably due to her being too embarrassed to admit there was something going on with a family member, it's not exactly unfair for everyone to assume the worst. I mean, why should people believe the truth of a cheater who chooses to not reveal specific information? Like, Kenneth showed an explicit bucket list insinuating that you plan to do all these things with your cousin, yet you never bring this up, let alone debunk it. Am I to assume this is true as well? Maybe specify which of Kenneth's allegations are untruthful or not, especially when you have clips like this floating around.
I was just hitting puberty. Me and my cousin,
L story, yep, get
we
to the
kind of had a thing. We kind of had a thing going. But like, it was kind of one-sided though. It was more so me. But like, I remember like, I had a big crush on this because we were best friends. And at the time, being best friends with a guy when I'm just hitting puberty and like my hormones are a little bit like peaking, you know what I'm saying? I kind of associated him with that.
Oh my god. This woman decided to reveal that she had a crush on her cousin when this clip resurfaced. Yeah, this woman definitely had a crush on her fucking cousin, which is just so weird to think about, and they definitely had a very strong, flirtatious intimate relationship for years, which is very repulsive. I mean, why else would this bitch even decide to call her cousin her favorite cousin? Also, who in the hell decides to create a bucket list of activities they want to do with their cousin? Like, that is just so fucking gross.
I also like how she narrows her cheating to just sleeping with another man while the relationship was ongoing, meaning, yeah, I still sent explicit texts and photos to my cousin, but I didn't let him doink me silly or anything, guys. Another assumption Kathelina aims to debunk is this notion that Kenneth is a super nice guy and the relationship was good up until that point. She reveals that her relationship with Kenneth was actually toxic, abusive, and even alleges that Kenneth forced himself on her. Throughout this segment, Kathelina goes into specifics on how Kenneth treated her and even provides a video of blood on the floor as evidence.
Our relationship was unhealthy on both ends. And since he's decided to bring my wrongdoings onto the internet, I believe it is only fair that I bring attention to the things that he has done to me, because my ex was never a saint like he paints himself out to be. We had a lot of arguments throughout our relationship, which was normal, but what wasn't normal was the verbal, mental, and physical abuse that he subjected me to. He put me through a lot in the past 2.5 years of us being together. He even forced himself on me at one point. Luckily, I was able to take video footage of the blood on the scene and a graphic photo of the damage that resulted.
While this is something, blood on the floor doesn't necessarily prove where it came from. Along with this, Kathelina shows screenshots of texts and physical letters of Kenneth not only being mentally abusive, but also physically abusive.
Here's proof of my ex admitting to his anger issues and admitting to the abuse that led to the fallout of our relationship. I still have the letters that he wrote for me where he confessed to his abuse and confessed to the wrongdoings that he put me through in our relationship.
However, after reading through all of the written evidence multiple times, I did not find one sentence that indicated there was any physical abuse involved, even in the letter that Kenneth wrote where he admits to all of his wrongdoings. What's included is raising his voice, acting erratically, and mentally abusing her. He also admits to having anger issues that play into his behavior, but again, nothing physical. Now, after Kenneth was accused of abusing his ex-girlfriend and forcing himself on her, he then responds to the allegations with a second video. When covering the segment in regards to the blood on the floor, Kenneth argues it wasn't a result from him being too rough, but Kathelina wanting to have sex despite being on her period.
Okay. So, Saturday, July 13th, okay? 2 days before your birthday. There's blood on the floor, right? There's no way out of this one. Tell me why July 18th, the same year, by the way, a couple days after your birthday, there's blood on the sheets and on the pillows. You know why? Because you're a freak and you always wanted me to crack. Always. Even when you was on, your period, that time of the month. You thought if I didn't do it, I would think of you as disgusting. I didn't love you. So you know what? That's when I explored that and we started doing that. And I always had consent because that's what you wanted. You liked doing vampire sex. We broke up tons of times and she always ran to the internet. Why, if this really happened, why was this never a talking point and every single time you streamed once we broke up? It was always stuff like, oh, he would yell at me. Oh, something about the airport. He left me at the airport. Why was this never a topic? Matter of fact, why was this never brought to the police? Why is this only coming to the light now?
Kenneth then addresses the text messages and letters provided where Kathelina claims she was physically assaulted.
Where he confessed to his abuse and confessed to the wrongdoings.
By the way, this has nothing to do with you cheating on me with your cousin, by the way. This has to do with me trying to get you back after the first time we broke up because I had anger issues and I agreed that I would yell a lot, but I've never put my hands on you. Never did that.
So much for Kathelina being like, I'm going to address everything and share the truth about what has happened, but she decides to bring up the fact that Kenneth was a little rough during intercourse. There was blood on the floor as well. She's basically implying that he punched her in the face and she had a broken nose and she was bleeding on the floor from her nose because she got punched in the nose, but that's not what happened. Plus, she's definitely revealing their argument because she's trying to get people to believe she's valid for cheating on Kenneth with her cousin. However, that doesn't make the situation any better, it makes it worse. Because she's trying to paint him out as a toxic person when in reality both of them didn't have a healthy relationship. Because both of them argued a lot and Kathelina was actually cheating on Kenneth their entire relationship with her cousin.
And as I stated before, none of the evidence provided by Kathelina indicates or proves Kenneth got physical with her. I also do find it a bit odd that Kathelina would directly apologize to Kenneth despite him allegedly physically abusing her and forcing himself on her. While this is still a he said she said ordeal, with both providing just screenshots as evidence, the fact that Kathelina's accusation of physical abuse doesn't match the evidence she herself provides is unfortunately for her not a really good look.
I know a lot of people don't believe I deserve the platform that I have and don't think I should come back to the internet at all.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't be given a second chance of redemption because you decided to cheat on Kenneth with your cousin, and you've been doing that for a long time. You've been cheating on him with your cousin for a while. I really hate the fact that Kathelina decided it would be a great idea to use that I was in a dark place as an excuse for cheating on Kenneth. It's used nothing more than a sympathy tactic. Why else would she even say this to begin with? It's obviously a ploy to get people to feel bad for her. Luckily, nobody is believing it. She thinks cheating on people is valid because she's in a dark place. Yeah, no, that's just ridiculous.
I understand. What I did is undoable, it's terrible, and I can't tell you enough how much I regret it.
It would also seem like you still can't tell us what you specifically did that required this apology in the first place. Guys, I'm so sorry I did that thing. That thing I did, it was bad. I'm never going to do that bad thing again. You know which thing. Yes, that thing. Very bad thing. But I'm really sorry, guys.
This whole apology video from Kathelina is pointless as shit because she's just being as vague as possible for what she is guilty of, which is, I've said this many times in this video, but she is guilty of cheating on Kenneth with her cousin. So this apology video is just damage control and nothing else. Kathelina should definitely have not made an apology video because it is so garbage. She might as well have not made an apology video or took more time to plan a proper apology because all she does in this video is be as vague as possible and throw Kenneth under the bus. This apology video should be all about taking accountability, yet there is none of that in this video.
However, I do want to come back. I do want to be able to use my platform to raise awareness for mental health because I know there's a lot of people out there who are just like me, who are struggling and they don't even know it. I will be back to streaming and I will be back to doing what I love because at the end of the day, I want to use my platform to help people.
Yeah, I think returning online during a time everyone is insulting you and hating you is actually a bad idea if you're concerned about your mental health. And I also think depressed people don't want you as their spokesperson. And unfortunately for Kathelina, this video seemed to only add more fuel to the fire. Everyone was already seemingly sympathetic towards Kenneth before, and this video only seemed to have made it worse for her. But hey, at least I was able to find a few people that agree with her. I don't want to sound weird, but why does she have to apologize to anyone? There are sick people out there. Do your thing.
Do your thing, cuz.
You all playing with people's lives, making out the girl for have sex with her cuz is wild, and doing it online is bitter, reminding people that she did it with her cuz. She did it with her cuz is bitter. Yes, she sucks for cheating, but like that all that really matters? Also, the sad part is once on the internet, always on the internet. I wish she denied it for her own well-being, but like it is what it is. I mean, what degree of cousins are they? First is gross, obviously, but this probably won't be the last time we see Kathelina. I'm sure she'll get in contact with one of these animated story channels so we can get some neat fun visuals of her quirky incest story. Here, I'll even give her a title and thumbnail idea. How about, my boyfriend was abusive, so I cheated on him with my cousin. I think that'd get a few clicks. So, what's the moral of the story here? Well, I guess you shouldn't cheat on your partner with your cousin, or any blood relative really. It might be a bad thing to do. And now you guys can take this newfound knowledge and live the rest of your life without making the same mistake as Kathelina.
Great video from Diesel Patches, and moral of the story is just don't cheat on your partner, especially with your blood cousin. That's just fucking weird. Most people with common sense will come to realize cheating on people, especially with their relative, is very fucked up and gross. So they obviously will just be like, okay, well, I'm definitely not going to copy what Kathelina did because that's just weird. Kathelina might as well just stay in a relationship with her blood cousin because she seems to really love him and he seems to really love her. Also, there's no way that Kathelina's blood cousin definitely didn't know that her and Kenneth were in a relationship because he just willingly allowed her to have sex with him despite Kathelina being in a relationship with Kenneth. Like, he definitely had a huge crush on her when they were both younger, and there's no way they didn't have intercourse, they didn't, get excited to see each other, hang out with each other, and get intimate. Like, there's no way their family didn't know about it. They definitely knew about this intimate relationship that Kathelina and her cousin had, and they probably got cut off from their family because both of them had a weird relationship that both of them had with each other, and there's no way the family talked about this. Kathelina should never be in a relationship with anybody except her cousin because she seems to be more loyal to her own cousin. So don't be in a relationship with Kathelina because she will cheat on you with her cousin. Bye!